Welcome to my channel. Think happy, be happy.
Who's tender most? Vikram seized Betal and walked back with it loaded on his shoulders. Betal again began his new story trick. It narrated following story. Dharmaraj ruled over Vardhaman city. He had two queens who were extremely tender. The king took great care of them. There was a temple in the same city. Pandit Jagatrang was the priest of the temple. His daughter Rupa lived with him. She had come of age and the priest worried for her marriage. Once, the king visited the temple and happened to see Rupa. He at once decided to make her his third queen. He said to the priest, "I wish to marry your daughter." The priest gave his consent for marriage. Rupa was married to the king and became the third queen. The other queens treated her very kindly and the king took special care of her. All the three queens were extremely tender and sensitive. On a full moon night, the king and the queens went to take a walk in the garden. Moon looked beautiful in the sky. Suddenly, the eldest queen looked uncomfortable. The king asked, "What is troubling you, dear?" "My king, the moonlight is too intense for me. My back is getting seared." The king looked at the queen's back and really found signs of burns. The king called for a palanquin and sent her to her chamber. Now the king strode with the two queens. The second queen said, "How beautiful is that rose? Please put it in my hair." The king happily plucked the flower and as he was going to put it in the queen's hair, it slipped off his hand and fell on the queen's foot. The queen screamed. The king saw that the flower had bruised her feet and she could hardly walk. The king supported her and she was also sent to her chamber in palanquin. Now the king was left with Rupa. They walked around merrily. Suddenly Rupa complained of headache and giddiness. She sat down holding her head. The king asked, "Darling, what's wrong?" "I feel severe headache. All of a sudden. My king. I think somewhere far away someone is pounding spices in pestle with mortar. My head is unable to bear the noise." The king tried to listen. A very faint sound of pounding he indeed could hear. But it was no more noiseless than his own heartbeat. The king himself carried her to her chamber and put to sleep. "The story is over," Betal announced. Vikram said nothing. "I hope you heard the story carefully and with all your concentration." Vikram still did not respond. The question is, who was the most sensitive and the tender of the three queens? Betal asked. Betal. All three were extremely tender, no doubt, but the youngest queen was most tender. The other two queens were affected by which things were visibly there. The youngest one was getting troubled by faint sound waves coming from distance, which could be felt with great effort only. "Har har har," Betal guffawed and said, "That releases me of your hold. Here I go." Betal wriggled free and flapped away.
Please subscribe my channel and encourage me to upload more videos.
Like, comment, share, subscribe and press the bell icon and never miss another update.